Hi everyone, my name is Fred and I bring solution to your gardens. Today I'm going to teach you how to nest carrots or how to grow carrots or how I grow my carrots from nursery. Normally carrots, you nest them on the bed and then you leave them on the bed to grow. So you have to loosen up your soil and make a nice bed. When you make the bed, try enhance the edges. Make sure the bed is flat, but the edges should be raised a little bit so water won't go out when you water. And make sure the bed is well level so that water won't run um, to one side. The water will remain when you water. So, so after making the bed, you level it a little bit, and then you make the rows. Normally, you can spread the seeds on top of the beds. You can also decide to make rows, then you spread the seeds in the rows. I prefer the rows because you are able to calculate the space, the spacing. You get the spacing right. At least the space in between the rows should be 12 inches apart. And then after you make the rows, you make sure the 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 rows are cleared and very marked out. It shouldn't be too deep. So after making the rows, you spread the seeds in the rows. Sometimes for germination reasons, you have to spread the seeds a little bit more. But when the seeds germinates very well and they are growing, and you find out that the carrots or the seedlings are too crowded, you have to thin out. You take some of them out to avoid overcrowding. So let's get it started. I'll get my seeds now. Okay, let me continue with the rows. So mark your rows at least 12 inches apart. I love marking. I love the row ones because once you get the chance to loosen up the soil to promote aeration, and you can also spread manure in between the rows to feed the plants. So this is it. Very easy. I know you all love carrots, but it's a little bit of challenge when growing them. This step-to-step guidance will help you to grow them successfully. So you can see the rows have been done neatly. So now let's spread the seeds, the carrot seeds. So I've got my carrot seeds here. One thing you can also consider doing is to water the rows. This will make the soil to settle down well and then prevent the seeds from getting deeply buried in the soil after you have done with everything and you water. So you can water the rows for the soil to settle. It's a good practice. It helps the seeds not to get buried, get overburied when you finally cover them up. So you can see that it even enhances the rows so you see them clearly. So now let's spread the seeds. You pick some few seeds in between your fingers and gently spread them, not too much. When they germinate and they are crowded, as I said earlier, you turn out, you remove some, so you get very good yield. Carrot are roots vegetables, so when loosening up the soil, you have to make sure you dig deeper to create the space down the ground so the carrots can root well. You can see my seeds. So spread them, spread. It's very easy. Carrot nesting, growing carrot is not that difficult at all. You can grow all year round. And then you can also decide to, it takes 2.5 to 3 months to grow carrots. So if you want continuous harvest, you can try growing them every month so you can have them all the time. And carrots grown by yourself are always the best because you know what you feed your carrot with, not like the commercial ones, which can be fed with a lot of fertilizer to make them root very well. But growing them yourself, you know, you can always opt for organic products, organic pesticides if necessary. So you have the best of carrots. I'm more particular about growing food safely. I'm more particular about growing food naturally. So we are almost through with the spreading of the seeds. I'm going to have some good carrots. From now, after this, I'm going to grow some beetroots to complement the carrots. I really love to have beetroots and carrots on the plate. It takes my mind to cloud nine. So it's done neatly. The seed has been spread neatly. So you gently, with your fingers or with a stick, you gently release the soil just lightly, but they should be covered completely. Too much soil can can bury the seeds too much and then cause delays in germination or even prevent germination. So just lightly, not completely. Make sure you get rid of unnecessary stones from the base when you are covering. You don't allow stones to get on top of the seeds. So after covering with soil, we are going to cover with the neem leaves. Carrots germinate in 7 days. Covering with neem leaves creates the right conditions and enough moist to help the seeds to germinate. And it also prevents soil washing off the seeds when you water. When you don't cover up and you water, the water is going to wash the soil of the seeds, which is going to destroy the whole nursing process. So after that, you cover them nicely with the soil, with the leaves, neem leaves. Yes. You can also use dry grass, if depending on what you find. You can also use palm leaves or coconut leaves. You should cover them completely, but it should be lightly, so, so the seeds can have the warmth of the sun to sprout. So the covering has been done neatly. So this is it. So now I'll go and get the neem leaves now to come and do the covering. So some good neem leaves. For carrots, you leave them on the bed to grow, so there's no need for transplanting. So you make sure you get your nursing really done properly. So the covering should be lightly done, but it should be completely done. Sorry, I have to do this all alone, so a little bit of camera irregularities here. Yeah. So this is it. So after this, you water. You have to make sure you water a little deeper. That's the first watering, so you water a little deeper so the seeds get enough water. You repeat the watering once every morning. You can skip a day or two in between so you don't overwater the seeds. After 7 days, the carrots will sprout. Then you remove the cover. Then you continue to water gently. You use a watering can with a shower so the water don't get too heavy on the seedlings to kill them. So for anyone growing in containers and pots, you wouldn't have to make lines, but depending on the kind of pot you are using. If you are using raised beds or rectangular kind of pots, you can still make the lines. On the round pots, you can decide to spread the seeds without making any rows. but you have to make sure you spread the seeds. You space them very well so they don't get overcrowded. If they are overcrowded, you thin out. But with the pods, you wouldn't have to go for the neem leaves or dry grass. You can use cocoa peat to do your covering. So with cocoa peat, you don't have to take anything off after germination. The seeds, just like you see here, will sprout through the cocoa peat. You just have to use a watering can with a shower to keep it moist. Gently, you keep it moist. Yeah, that's for the for pots and the nurseries. So this is it for carrots. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe so you can have my next video when it pops up. Bye for now.